Yo, book nerds! It is October. I love October so much. It's spooky season. I love Halloween. My birthday is also in October, so it is just the best month. I've got my Hocus Pocus sign up to get us in the spooky mood. I've been thinking a lot about the horror genre and thrillers and the like, and I've actually not read very much horror or thrillers. I've read some, but not a lot. And currently I'm reading Frankenstein and I'm loving it. Last year at this time I read a horror thriller type novel, and I didn't have this channel last year, so I obviously don't have a video for it, but I wanted to do a review. There will be some spoilers, but nothing too major. So yeah, sorry. So the book I want to talk about is The Devil's Labyrinth by John Saul. I've actually read this book twice. I read it once in high school for a class, and then I reread it last year in October. And I keep it on my shelf, but this book has gotten some very negative reviews for being offensive. So basically this book is about Ryan, and Ryan is in high school and he gets bullied severely, and his mom wants to protect him. So she pulls him out of public school and she sends him to a private Catholic boarding school. And Ryan is Catholic, but he and his family aren't the best Catholics. They don't do a lot of the church stuff, and so it's all a little overwhelming for him, and it's all very new to him. And so underneath this boarding school there is a labyrinth of tunnels that connect all the buildings, and it's really spooky down there and really dark, and the students use it to get from one class to another, even though they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to be down there. The teachers try to keep them out of there, but they go down anyway. Where this story gets controversial is I am a Catholic, and Catholicism is not represented well in this story. I don't know if John Saul is Catholic or not. I didn't look it up, but either he's not a very good Catholic or he's not Catholic and did very poor research. And some of the things that he says about Catholicism are not accurate, and some make really bad assumptions about Catholicism, and I personally did get offended a couple times by certain things, but overall it wasn't horrible. I was able to overlook those little things. The other part of this story that's controversial is they portray Islam as well in here, and it is very radicalized, and I know a lot of Muslims that would probably be very offended by the way it's portrayed in here. So this story can be offensive to both Muslims and Catholics at the same time. I think that this story actually started out really strong. It was creepy. It had me turning the page. I needed to find out what was going to happen. I was anxious. I didn't get scared by this book, but I had anxiety. There was high stakes at the beginning especially, and it was like a puzzle. I had to try and figure it out. But then it started getting offensive in the middle, and then the ending I feel like was just slapped on there, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense, and I feel like it was rushed. I feel like John Saul got halfway through this novel and then didn't know where it was going and didn't know how to end it, and he kind of did a cop-out, and I didn't like the ending. I didn't get any satisfaction from the ending. Honestly, there were parts of the ending I just didn't even understand, and I just felt really let down because the beginning was such a great setup. It was such a great setup, and I was honestly like, oh my gosh, this might be the first horror novel that has ever scared me. But then it took quite a turn that I didn't expect, and it just didn't come through for me. And I've read it twice. The first time I felt that way. The second time I was hoping that I just misunderstood it and I would get a better feeling at the end of it the second time. And again, the second time I read it, I was like, yes, on the edge of my seat that first halfway through the book. And then no, I didn't like the ending. And so I don't know. I wanted to talk about it because it's kind of controversial with the religion, with the two religions being portrayed in it. And I still keep it on my shelf. And I don't know why. Because normally when I don't like a book, I get rid of it. Again, that beginning just got me so good, and then it just let me down so bad. I don't know, maybe I'll try it again sometime in the future, we'll see, or maybe I will get rid of it at some point. I just wish it had a different ending. And I wish the author had done more research on the two religions he is portraying, because I didn't like how they were portrayed. But all that being said, I still think people should give this a try, and let me know how you felt about it, because it just kind of left me with a big question mark, honestly. Let me know if you've read this and feel the same way as me. Let me know if you loved it, if you hated it, if you're as confused by the ending as I am. I just really did love that beginning, and I just hated the ending so much, and I hate when that happens. I hate when that happens. Come on. I hate when that happens. It's so disappointing. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that because I read it last year and I didn't have this channel, so I couldn't vent my frustrations about this book to anyone. And it's Halloween time, so if you haven't read this, maybe pick it up and then we can have a conversation about it, because I just don't know what to do with this book. I don't know if I want to keep it on my shelf, and I don't know if I want to get rid of it either. I don't know. But I am so enjoying reading Frankenstein right now. I am a little over a quarter of the way through it, and it's different than I thought it was going to be already, so I am very excited to see where it goes. Thanks for talking books with me.